Hi guys, so the US is at war with Iran. So I always believed that Trump would attack the country. I just thought that he would wait a bit longer. I never believed for a second that the US president would hold back because his supporters are against America getting involved in foreign conflicts. Anyone who holds that position doesn't understand how a cult works. So Trump claimed here that he had destroyed the main Iranian enrichment facility along with some minor ones, likely with a weapon that Israel doesn't possess. But instead of calling it done and dusted, he's open to more attacks. The problem for Trump is, what is his ultimate goal here?
Tonight I can report to the world that the strikes were a spectacular military success. Iran's key nuclear enrichment facilities have been completely and totally obliterated. Iran, the bully of the Middle East, must now make peace. If they do not, future attacks will be far greater and a lot easier.
We know now that a number of B-2 stealth bombers dropped numerous bunker-busting bombs on the Fordow nuclear site. It's located to the southwest of Tehran, and it's believed to be the country's main nuclear enrichment location. It lies deep underground, beneath a mountain. Navy submarines also fired 30 cruise missiles at other sites. It is not independently clear yet how successful the strikes were. But look at these, taken yesterday by Maxar. They show what's described as unusual truck activity at Fordow. 16 cargo trucks at the entrance to the site. So did the Iranians manage to move equipment before the strikes? It was only on Friday that the president was talking about a 2-week chance for diplomacy. But the talks in Geneva with the Iranians were not a success, and his position changed.
There will be either peace or there will be tragedy for Iran far greater than we have witnessed over the last 8 days. Remember, there are many targets left. Tonight's was the most difficult of them all, by far, and perhaps the most lethal. But if peace does not come quickly, we will go after those other targets with precision, speed, and skill.
The threat there is clear, that the hardest bit has now happened, and that if he is pushed, he will go after the Iranian leadership. His judgment, it seems, is that one night of decisive, game-changing airstrikes will end Iran's nuclear program for good, but also force the Iranian government finally to de-escalate. It is a huge gamble. In Jerusalem, the Israeli Prime Minister was framing this decision as a new dawn.
History will record that President Trump acted to deny the world's most dangerous regime the world's most dangerous weapons. His leadership today has created a pivot of history that can help lead the Middle East and beyond to a future of prosperity and peace.
The jeopardy is now huge. The president is gambling that Iran will not have the capability or the guts to hit any of the many US bases in the region. The worst-case scenario is that they do. If Americans are killed, this will spiral fast. And on Iranian state TV, the threats were quick and direct.
We were negotiating with the Americans when we were attacked. You made this choice. You started this. The 40 to 50,000 American soldiers in the region are now legitimate targets.
After days of ambiguity, a president now decisive. Where next? It is impossible to tell. Mark Stone, Sky News in Washington.
I love how people talk about how Donald Trump is a pacifist and that Donald Trump will not get involved in foreign conflicts because, well, he ran on a ticket of let's stop wars, let's not get involved. So that's a pile of crap. Now, look, Donald Trump is responsible for this. Why am I saying that? Because it stems from the Iran deal that Barack Obama signed. And why did Donald Trump tear up that deal? Because Barack Obama signed it. This is how trivial this guy is. Barack Obama signed a deal with Iran to limit any enrichment. And what did Donald Trump do? As soon as he got into office, he tore it up. So what message did that send to the Iranians? Well, we can't trust the United States. They're not going to respect international agreements. So what are we supposed to do? Well, we have to defend ourselves. Now, we don't even know if they were developing nuclear weapons. We have no evidence. At least in the run-up to the Iraq War in 2003, the United States pretended to care about evidence. But in this case, they don't even care. It's You have to do what we say, and if you don't do as we say, we're going to bomb the crap out of you. And this is what we're seeing. Donald Trump doesn't care about peace. And as you heard there on Iranian TV, there's a likelihood that US bases will be attacked, which is going to draw the US in even further. Once again, Donald Trump said that he would be the president that would stop wars. There's a real risk here of an escalation, because Iran realize, hey, this guy is not bluffing. He's serious about destroying our country. He was not interested in peace. He's interested in war. It's interesting also what Benjamin Netanyahu said, that this is a new dawn, this is a time for change. Yes, because the Israelis want regime change. They would like to see someone like the Shah brought back in, somebody who resulted in having a revolution take place in his country because of his oppression of his people, an undemocratic dictator, a tyrant. That guy should be nowhere near Iran. So what we're seeing here is a bit like 2003, regime change through war. I think it's going to be very difficult for Donald Trump not to get involved here. He may think, okay, what we'll do is we'll attack these two sites or these couple of sites, and then it's over. No, but the Iranians are now under a massive amount of threat. They have to respond in some way. If they don't, their government will collapse. They have to be seen as defending their country. Just think about it if it happened to the United States. So Donald Trump is playing with fire here. Let's hope that some sort of solution a peaceful solution can be achieved. But it's not looking good at the very beginning. Donald Trump, first of all, tearing up an agreement, an international agreement, and then at the end of this, bombing Iran. Let me know in the comment section, guys, what you think. As always, your comments are greatly appreciated. Thanks a lot. And it's also going to be interesting to see how the UK responds.